is going on, my fellow garbage men? It's I, the Trash Man here, and what you are listening to is a brand new Sit Down Sunday. That is right, they are back, and I am making them weekly. In this series, I will talk about what's ever been on my mind for the current week, and just give a little explanation what I think the news in the world, and YouTube, and the internet is today. So what I want to talk about first, you've probably seen that I've started posting videos again, and if you didn't watch my last video, link will be at the end of the video as per usual. What happened was my computer had a failing SSD, which enabled me inoperable to record videos for a few weeks. And like I said, in the last video, I go into a bit more detail than I probably will here, just because you've probably all heard it before. Um, I found a way to record now, and I really want to try and do better than I did before I went inactive last time. I want to try and make this, like I said, the best YouTube channel that I can, uh, possibly can do. And so that's what I'm gonna probably try and achieve. Like I said, I'm using open broadcast software to record instead of Bandicam. It's okay. I think the picture looks better, but I don't like my frame rate. It looks like it's dropping some. So I'm gonna play around with my settings. If you have any advice, please leave them in the comment section below. It will be greatly appreciated. Um, some other stuff I want to talk about. Well, one thing definitely is I've seen a lot of, news in the gaming world recently about Facebook buying Oculus Rift, and I'm like, what is the deal with that? Why would Facebook decide to buy Oculus Rift unless, like at first I'm thinking this is preposterous. Why would they intend to do this? It's a gaming device. It's not a social media platform. Until I started thinking about, I want to look at, and this isn't confirmed. So don't this is really bad, speculation here. Don't assume it as fact. But I want to look at, how has Facebook been doing financially wise? Because if the social media, network is losing money now, well, then that's a thing. And if it's losing money, they may want to start branching over into newer and newer business ideas. And I'm not saying that, they're going to want to become a game manufacturer or a, hardware software developer. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying the possibility of wanting to express more interest in other areas. So one thing they may start looking at is, virtual reality. Take what they can learn from the Oculus Rift, scrap it apart, and then make a new one. Possibly looking not to forward social media like Mark Zuckerberg said, but to look for a new way to present media, I should say. Like I don't, it's hard to explain. I think they're trying to do something to bring them out of a financial route. Now, maybe their financials are good. I haven't looked at their stocks, nor do I think stocks are an accurate representation of what a company is actually making. But I have a feeling that if they've experienced any hardship recently, they're looking for a way to fix that. And that'd be interesting to see what they could do. How they want to do movies in virtual reality, like you just look around and you can see everything. How cool would that be? Be like Google Street View. Oh my God, Google Maps on the Oculus Rift. That would be the coolest game ever. Going to Street View, be like walking around like, oh, that's cool. Zoom in, be like Superman. You'd be a god in that world. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself there. Um, Another thing I want to talk about is more YouTube news. You've probably seen recently that Disney bought Maker Studios, which includes a ton of networks. I mean, RPM, Polaris, just all those things. Um, Former Ray William Johnson, he isn't involved in that anymore, but they bought that for like $500 million, which I'm like, good God, how is that worth $500 million? I've never heard people like PewDiePie like making over $500 million or close to near $500 million. So I have no clue how it was valued at that. But whatever. I'm sure there's people much smarter than me who paid college and shed their wings of common sense for the ideals of business school to do this kind of stuff. So I will put all my faith in them and trust that the economic sanctity of the world is held within the palms of their wallets. Anyways, so I've seen like that's kind of a weird purchase. What I think it has to do though is Blimp is the biggest idea I'm thinking. As we all know, YouTube's kind of been douchebag recently. We're not all friends with with YouTube, which is a topic for another day. But YouTube's kind of been screwing over the gaming guys and a lot of Smosh people, and just making it a hard life for us. So Um, Make required Blimp a while ago in case YouTube started to do this kind of stuff, and they would just start posting over there, and so they could keep making money. So I'm thinking Disney's got some ideas for Blimp. I think they want to get into the content providing industry on the internet. They're already in the content providing industry. Sorry for my popping. I don't have a like. I'm using a Turtle Beach mic. I don't have any professional handy dandy shit. But so it's just kind of popping, popping, pop, 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 pop. Said pop like 8 times. God, no one wants to hear pop. Anyway, so I'm thinking it has a lot more to do with Blimp than it does have to do with a lot of other stuff. They probably just want to get into the internet providing industry. And you know what? You can say, sure, just owning, the gaming networks, that's not a big deal. But when you have everyone on there, yeah, that's why YouTube's profitable. So I'm thinking that's gonna start having a little bit of something to do with it. Uh, what's some other stuff that's been in the news? A lot of I saw this in the Game Informer. I know I'm just kind of making up topics as I go along, but I've been out of the game for a while, so I have a lot of stuff to cover. One thing I saw was freaking Irrational is no longer developing BioShock, and that hurts me. That makes me want to cry. Why? Because I love Irrational. After BioShock Infinite, they can do whatever they want, but God, it's such a downfall. I don't remember his name. That's gonna kill me later. The guy who did BioShock, I really liked his, game ideas. Like, I mean, they're not. Well, a lot of people look at them and go, they're mediocre stories. Compared to a lot of the gaming industries and games of recent, they are amazing. They are the inception of gaming. I mean, what was the greatest game I've ever played was Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Yeah, bring on the hate. Greatest game ever. Don't diss it. And the story for that was really, really good. And to me, that's gonna be like the Citizen Kane of gaming forever. That's gonna be almost impossible to beat. And if you guys don't know what Citizen Kane is, which you probably don't, then you're obviously not a film kind of guy. So all like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and if you don't know what Ferris Bueller's Day Off is, then well, I feel really bad for you because you had no childhood, no adulthood, no life. You never had a life. Um, so that's gonna be like the Ferris Bueller's Day Off of just gaming for me. It's gonna be really hard to beat, and there's gonna be games that always, have really good stories, but it's gonna be missing that special thing that had. So I'm really sad that they're no longer going to be making the BioShock franchise. Although I almost feel that it's a good thing because I almost feel like they shouldn't make more BioShock games. I can't wait to see what he has next, but if he's not making AAA games, that's going to be really disappointing because he's going to be on a limited budget. Maybe that'll help him make him more story-oriented. I like that, story-oriented. Anyways, that's just kind of a bit of a depressing subject for me in the gaming world because I feel like now all our great writers are starting to fade away to the indie space. Anyways, guys, this was Sit Down Sunday. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me talk about plugs for a bit. Now, I don't have that many plugs. Subscribe if you liked the video. Maybe leave a like and favorite too if you really enjoyed. Tell me in the comments what you thought about this, what I can improve on. I'm always ready to hear your guys' voices. So don't bring out the hate. Please don't. um, so that was about it. Follow me on Twitter if you want to for daily updates about whatever it is I feel like tweeting about at Chanley506. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will leave you alone for now. Biotrashman signing out.